Good morning, and if you were here on Saturday with me at the Zoom call or on the Zoom conference, thank you very, very much. I really appreciated it and had a great time. Thank you very much for being there. And if you're in the Austin area, I hope to see you on July 19th, 2025 at the new Nature's Treasures. Where I will be doing again, live personal affirmation tarots and going through and, of course, going over my coaching stuff and the Empowered for Life information. But more importantly, where you can see the new Nature's Treasures location and everything that they always have to offer. So, from uh, Reiki healing to massage therapy to lectures and stuff like that. Someone even does Kirlian photography if you're interested in it. So, or spirit photography, aura, aura photography. Um, Not oral, but aura photography. And I think they're going to be there, but I'm not sure. But anyway, come on over. It's 11055 North 35, or I 35. Um, so, yeah, come on over, see us all on Saturday the 19th, and let's get started. So, I've been trying to kind of smoosh up these cards a little bit, give them a little bit of a wiggle here and there, and see if, yay, they don't all jump off of the table anymore. They just sort of slither around onto my keyboard now. So, that's something. All right, we are starting off with the master deck, and this is the one that's slick. And oh, there we go. Okay, so we are going to go with, to begin with, where's my little thingy? Ah, here it is. All right. I am mindful of my energy. I prioritize my well being and give myself space to rest when I am tired. Self care, self love. This is very, very important stuff. So, what the card says on the back, so here's the front. There we go. A little less glare today. I'm trying to do this before the sun comes up, so what it says on the back is, are you scheduling focused work during your own personal window or peak energy? Are you setting boundaries around things that drain you? Are you prioritizing sleep and incorporating healthy nutrition and exercise habits? Healthy nutrition and exercise habits. Are you making time for hobbies you enjoy? Fatigue may not always be a result of doing too much, but rather a lack of doing something that lights up your life. Optimal energy management is essential to living your best life. We all know that is true. Be mindful of how your energy is spent each day and make any necessary changes. Rest is not idleness. Now, too many of us do think that rest is idleness and that it is not, it's unproductive downtime and oh, I got to keep going, got to do the hustle. And I don't mean the dance, no. I'm talking about the side hustle, the new hustle, the old hustle, marry the hustles, his hustle, her hustle, their hustle. You don't always have to hustle. Sometimes you need to stop and breathe and let things wash over you. Let a day wash over you. Take that time for yourself. Don't think if you don't want to. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, coffee hasn't kicked in. Don't think if you don't want to. Don't think about what you don't have to. Think about what you're going to watch on TV. Put down the scrolling. In fact, put down the TV remote. Pick up a book. Read a book. And please, not What Color is Your Parachute or any of those other self-help books, even mine. So, but don't do it. Just don't. think about your needs. Think about what, fantasize. Take a moment to daydream. Take a day to daydream. Prioritize doing nothing. Let the vacuuming wait. I promise you, whether you do it today or whether you do it next week, it's still going to need to be done. Same with dusting. Cooking, on the other hand, can be a great creative outlet. So if you enjoy that, make something fun. Make like one of those funny, weird, gummy garden desserts or whatever it is, or a little cake that you can bring into work or something. But take care of you, because there's only one of you, and nobody will ever be able to take care of you as well as you can. I mean, it's really that simple. So, manage your time. You don't have to live for your job. Your job should be supporting your life, not the other way around. Your life doesn't have to support your job. So keep that in mind. We got brainwashed a long time ago into believing that life is all about work. No. Work supports our life, and it's that simple. So I'm going to see if this works. This is the other deck. This is the Rethink Affirmation Card, Mindful Life deck. And let's see if this one will do the same thing. Hey, okay. And, alright, it worked, sort of. Remember, this is the one that's got like 94 cards to it. So if there's any questions or anything like that, you can always head over to my website and email me through there, through the contact page, and I will be happy to respond as quickly as I can. I try to get back to it within 24 hours. However, I try to avoid doing work on the weekends. So, except for next weekend. And I'm really looking forward to being at the Midsummer marketplace. I've never done it before. I've never been there before. It's just really exciting to be able to be part of this growing community of holistic practitioners in so many different ways. I don't know if I had mentioned it before, but I was a massage therapist for 25 years. So the first 25 years of my true educated career, not just, a job off the street, but something I actually trained for. And it was very, very fulfilling. So I love what I do, don't get me wrong, I do love my day job. And it is also extremely fulfilling. I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. But I have realized that my cup has more room to be filled up, and doing this is going to be part of that. So getting into this, getting into the coaching, getting into the affirmation tarot is going to be helpful with that. So, all right, so what we have here is, all right, there we go. So we have inner strength and embracing change. There it is. Okay. All right, so 2 from the Rethink deck. So inner strength. I draw upon my inner strength and resilience in times of difficulty. I can overcome any challenge that comes my way. I'm a warrior of light, and I shine brightly even in the darkest times. And definitely a worthwhile goal for yourself. If you don't have the energy right now to shine brightly for yourself or others, then that day of rest that you take, or that time for resting and rejuvenating yourself, is going to be of even greater importance. And we are going into a very strange time here in the United States. We've been in it for a few months. Actually, we've been in it for almost a decade now. Where things have been changing very much like tectonic plates shifting. And it's been very hard for a lot of people. So we do have to rely on our own inner strength. Oftentimes there's nobody that will come and rescue you. Everybody's busy with their own stuff. Um, it's not because they don't like you, it's not because they don't want to help, but it's because they're truly busy with their own stuff. So you're going to have to rely on your inner strength, your fortitude. And that's where silence comes in, and the ability to withstand silence. At first, it is something that oftentimes you have to withstand it because it feels like torture. Our days are so cluttered with noise and visual stimulation and um, music that might not be, what our choice is. It's music and people and noise and screaming, laughing, chirping, and I mean like person chirping, not really birds chirping. Babies. Babies are lovely, but they do make a lot of noise sometimes. Um, so sometimes, you just need to enjoy the silence. What was that? Thank you, Depeche Mode. I think that was Depeche Mode. But very, very true. In silence is where you are able to forge the shield and sword that will protect your personal peace, your energy, your sovereignty. The person who can be silent, strategically silent, let me emphasize that, who can be strategically silent is the most powerful person in the room oftentimes. Everybody else is going to be shouting and trying to get their point across and trying to be understood, but your inner strength that you have forged in that serenity, that time of silence and serenity and stillness, that is this flexible but steely backbone, this core of pure strength and knowing yourself. And that is truly where the strength comes from. When you have faced the things that constantly and continually bother you, that run through your head, the I should haves, could haves, would haves, the why didn't I's, when all that runs through your head and you're that kind of a person all the time, the one place to get that to stop is in your personal silence. And the way that you get it to stop is by acknowledging it, realizing I can't change it, I did it, I learned from it, but I did it, and yes, I feel badly about it, or no, I'm still angry about it, and I embrace my anger, and I will let it teach me to let go of the anger, to let go of what I cannot control. So in Stoicism, the art is to remember during stressful times that the only things that you can control are your own opinion, your own responses, your reactions to other people. That's kind of really all that you can control. And don't worry about what you can't control. Let the universe handle that. Other people, when they try to make you look small in meetings or in group settings, when they tell jokes at your expense, society tells us, just go ahead and laugh with them. No, be silent. If you don't find a joke about somebody else funny, if you don't find a joke, a mean-spirited joke about yourself funny, if you know that it's insulting to you, to somebody else, to another coworker, don't laugh. When you can stand silence, you meet yourself. And you're challenged to stand up internally in your spirit and say, this is not all right. And you do that by not paying the other person, by not paying into the cruelty. You do that by remaining silent, maybe even walking away sometimes. If you've got a bunch of people in a circle, somebody's telling a joke or pointing out the flaws of somebody else, everybody's laughing, however awkwardly, and you will notice, you'll notice the timbre of the laughter changes, especially if everybody else feels like it's not okay to be making fun of somebody. You can meet eyes with that person, or you can just simply choose to walk away. Because cruelty is not funny. There's an awful lot of it going on in the world right now. And if you would put yourself in the place of somebody who's being victimized by that cruelty, you would probably find that you wouldn't like it very much. So don't perpetuate it, or don't put it on somebody else just to make yourself feel better. That's what bullies do. That's what narcissists do. That's what malignant narcissists do. Sociopaths, psychopaths. You can do and be better because you are. So hopefully you recognize that. Anyway, so that's my soapbox for inner strength. And now let's talk about embracing change, because change is the only constant. Remember that. Everything is always moving. Everything is always moving. If ever anything really stopped moving, everything would dissolve. Think about it. Truly, in a physics sense, you cannot have atoms without movement and vibration. So anyway, embrace change. I welcome change with open arms and see it as an opportunity for growth and transformation. I adapt easily to new situations and trust that change leads me to greater possibilities. This is one that I loved when I was younger. I was so always looking for changes, new things, new experiences, new people, just a new job, just a new book. I loved change because of the possibilities. And we get stuck as we get older. We get stuck into this. Well, okay, now I've got my house and I'm responsible for it, or I've got my family and I'm responsible for it, so I have to keep it just like this. Now that I've got everything that I want, now that I've got everything that I want, I have to keep it just like this. So we get rigid and we build these boxes around ourselves and our lives and say, oh, there's no room for anything else, or somebody says, hey, let's go down to the river and go float for a little while. Probably a bad idea down here in Texas right now, but under normal circumstances this time of year, yeah, there'd be a lot of people floating down the river. They go up to New Braunfels and hop in with their tubes and go tubing, and they've got their 6-packs or their coolers attached to their tubes, and they just spend the day going. So if you've never done that, do that. Give it a try, if people are your thing. Sometimes maybe somebody's not your thing, or maybe people are not your thing, and you want to take a day to actually just shut the world out. Take that day. Do something different. Read a different kind of book. Watch a different kind of movie. You never know what you're going to come across. I could never stand jazz. Oh my God, I hated jazz for so long. Especially freeform jazz. I'm still not wild about it. I do like structure, but one year I started listening to Christmas jazz because it was good background music in the clinic, and it was non offensive. So I started listening to it, and I found that I really do enjoy it. It is calm, it is soothing, so that's a change. Now it's part of my retinue of musics on Pandora. Yeah, I still use Pandora. Um, just embrace it because you cannot change the fact that change is the only constant in the universe. You change, your body changes, your digestion changes, your person changes. The more you learn, the more you change. You can create neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt to new things by embracing change, like we did when we were kids. The more you try to stay the same, the less adaptable your mind becomes, the less fluid your mind becomes, the less adept at embracing new situations and again adapting to them, seeing alternatives, different ways out of situations that you might not normally feel comfortable in. So there's a lot of different ways that you can learn to embrace change. Find something that works for you. If you're a reader, read a different book. Read a nonfiction if you're a fiction reader. I tend to be a fiction reader always. And yet, not too far or not too long ago, I started reading, not too long ago, I started reading nonfiction and found that it was really enjoyable. So it's just really the subject matter. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. Remember, come and see me and at Nature's Treasures, and hopefully we shall meet and we'll get a chance to do this live and in person and not record it. So anyway, I hope you have a great week. Have a great Sunday, Monday, and we'll see you back here soon. Thanks for being here. Bye now.